Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going! Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lift and Sketch with Christy and Rachel. Today, Christy and I are working on this wonderful sketch by Ana Castro. I have pulled out my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit that I got that's filled with Paige Evans' Whimsical. I've also pulled out a circle punch, and if you've seen the sketch, you know why, and some distress oxides that go with this collection, plus a Tim Holtz mini stencil. I don't remember what it's from. I took it out of the packaging, and then obviously the embellishments from my kit and my little faux blending tool. This is actually made for makeup, but I commandeered it. It's from Amazon, and it's a fraction of the price of the ones they're selling that are geared directly towards scrapbooking or card making or anything like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, get you guys put on fast forward. Before I do that, I do wanna say, make sure you head on over to Christy's channel and check out her take on this sketch. I will put a link to her channel in the description box below, so make sure you head on over that while Xanthi investigates what I'm working with. All right, folks, as I said, I'm gonna go ahead, get you guys put on fast forward. I'm just gonna do a very little bit of mixed media, keep it nice and light. I don't want to get into heavy mixed media. I'm not going to gesso anything. So, you know, just doing a little bit. All right, folks, let's get going. The first thing I'm going to do is put my scratch to the side and decide on a background. Now, I've decided I want to use background paper. So, does anyone else have a hierarchy of pattern paper they're willing to use? with with the A side and the B side. So I've got this purple ombre piece. The back side of these are those, if you can see the branding strip at the bottom, it has those those little banner pieces. I'm honestly probably not going to use those banner pieces. I mean, obviously I could fussy cut them out, but I'm definitely willing to use this as a background piece, whereas one of those other pieces of paper have little hearts that are fluttering down, and then the B side is a rainbow stripe, and I'm like, oh no, I can't burn a full piece of paper. That's just not going to happen today. So sorry, I'm just watching this back. I'm thinking, that's what I'm thinking. Not only will this work, but am I willing to just completely gut the entire side of that B side piece? Am I willing to just not use it at all? So now that I've picked my piece and I've done my mixed media and I just kind of sped through that, I'm sorry. Um, Basically what I did was I just did a mix of those three oxides. They were picked raspberry, festive berries, and seedless preserves, and I just did kind of a mix and mosh of that in two different spots. Now what I'm doing is I'm picking pieces to use my circle punch and cut out that circular element going down the center of the sketch. And I'm using my scraps for this, and what I'm trying to get is at least one that has some sort of phrase or element, and I like that one on the dark teal that says enjoy every moment. And then I also cut out that 2x3 with the tone on tone green with the falling hearts because I liked that as well. And then I'm also going to trim out the other 2x3. Oh, sugar, what does it say? Do something to make your soul happy or something along those lines. Anyway, I very much liked the rainbowness of it, and I also liked this piece with the rainbow trimming on a diagonal, and like that'll be perfect for my journaling because I actually have not a massive amount to say, but a big thing to say. So I had taken a break because I was working on a project for my nephew for his school, and I accidentally got some brown ink on my page. I was so annoyed, but I knew well, the thing is I knew I should have moved the stuff, but I didn't because I was lazy. Um, so, but I knew it was going to be covered up by other things, so I wasn't like desperately worried about it. All right, so I'm going ahead and matting my two photos. I do have two photos for this. One 4x6 vertical and then one 3x4 horizontal, and they are of my friend's puppy. My nephew's summer job last summer was babysitting this tiny Chihuahua puppy. And I'm sorry, if you hear tapping, that is my dog. She is wandering once again. As I'm talking to no one, she is looking for the person I'm talking to. So, as I was saying, my nephew's job was to puppy sit for this puppy. And on this particular day, this is actually me. I took these photos, and her name is Puka, and Puka was laying on me. I had stayed home from work for my birthday, and I didn't have any plans except I was like, you know what? I want a scrapbook. And I want to have the puppy sleep on me. And that was what I wanted for my birthday, and that is what I did for my birthday. So, a very exciting birthday, but I had a great time. And so these are photos of Puka sleeping on me, and she was just so cute. She's very tiny still. She's no longer like a puppy, but her ears are much more conducive to her actual size. Whereas right now, I mean, she's literally like 9 weeks old there, or maybe 10 weeks at this point. But So, sorry, I got distracted by the ears. The magic of the ears and how those circles nestled right in between the ears in that upper photo. I cannot tell you how excited I was about that. I was like, oh my gosh, that is like literally just the most perfect thing I've ever seen paper-wise. I was so excited about that. It's ridiculous. But that's why we're crazy scrapbook people. So I'm trying to decide whether I want that photo on top of the branding strip or behind. I do decide that I want it to be underneath the branding strip. And that's just the thing is like I'm following the sketch to a point, but then there's also a point where what works for my layout is what I'm going to do. Like in the original sketch, you can see all of the circles. In my sketch, sorry, in my layout, I'm going to have that journaling piece be over a bunch of the circles. In the original sketch, the circles are more like half circles, whereas I'm going to have them be more like 3/4 of the circles viewable, simply because I want you to be able to read that, enjoy the moment. And obviously, if I do it halfway, you're not going to see that at all. So my whole point is make the sketch work for you. If an element of the sketch doesn't work for you, change it. If it's a sketch that has room for 5 photos, but you only have 3, you can replace two of those photos with other elements, or simply ignore it altogether. There's lots of things that can be done with sketches where you don't necessarily follow it to a T. Now, that does not mean that if you're someone who wants to follow the sketch verbatim, well, that would be with words, but you know what I mean, sketch element to element, then you should do that as well. Because as with all of scrapbooking, this anything you use in scrapbooking should be to make your life easier. So if working with a sketch is hard for you, and it's not something you enjoy, then don't work with a sketch. No one is saying you have to work with a sketch. Oh, your scrapbooking will be so much easier if you work with a sketch. Not if it's not something you enjoy. If it's something that's hard work for you, there's nothing saying you can't work with a sketch for a challenge, or to maybe, teach yourself how to do something. But if working with a sketch doesn't come easy to you and it isn't something you enjoy, then don't. Obviously, I always feel like silly saying this, but I know some people need permission, not even from someone you know who they really need permission from, but for some reason in their head, someone else telling them, you know what, it's okay to do what you think is best in this particular situation. you know some people need to hear someone say that. So if you're someone who needed to hear someone say that, I'm saying it. You do not need to use a sketch if it doesn't make you happy. This is your hobby. This should make you happy. All right, as I've been nattering on and on, I've got a lot of this already laid down. I trimmed out a piece of the cut apart to go on either side of the journaling square. I trimmed down that 2x3 card so it fit nestled over in the corner there, and I love the way that looks. I added that purple frame from the die cut set that came in my Secret Not Secret kit, and then also the 6x12 stickers came in that set as well. Everything I'm working with came in my Secret Not Secret kit. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to a crop next weekend, and for those of you who've never watched it, I did put up a video about packing for that crop. So I actually am all packed for that crop. I did have to unpack a couple of things, but I did want to get that out there for people because I know coming into March and coming up to May, people start packing for crops and going on crops. So I wanted to get that information out there for people. So I did have to unpack a little bit, but I on purpose scrapbooked from a kit that I wasn't bringing to the crop. So now I'm working on my title. These are the thickers that came with the Whimsical line, and my title is It's My Birthday and I'll Puppy Sit If I Want To. So off the song It's My Party, and I obviously cut away from that. And then I used both sides. This particular thicker line has the multicolor mini thickers on one side, and then the shiny pink thickers on the other side. So for the words birthday and puppy sit, I used the all pink ones because those are the ones I was emphasizing. All right, I'm pulling back out the 6x12 sticker sheet. In the sketch, there is an element in the upper right-hand side of where the title is, and I wanted to put something. I was thinking about that circle sticker because of the circles in the center, but it was too big and it didn't work. I ended up using this die cut heart, and it also has some of that rose gold metallic in it, which is nice because it goes with that rose gold heart I put over on the left hand side of that card, and also the rose gold scallop piece by the branding strip. So I'm writing my journaling, and I'm just talking about how I took the day off of work and I scrapbooked and I cuddled with the puppy, and it was just an awesome birthday. You know, because my birthday was like on a Wednesday last year, so I wasn't going to do anything, but I wanted to just, you know, relax and not be working. I am going to add the year in the thickers as well. I was super stoked because I almost never actually remember to use numbers, so they end up being like the last thing on my thicker sheets. And then the last thing I'm going to do before I finish this off is add some of these epoxy hearts, and then also some puffy hearts, and those are from Amy Tangerine Shine Online. I will say once again, hey, make sure you head on over to Christy's channel and check out her take on this sketch. I'm sure it will be awesome. Thanks so much, everyone. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super great. Oh, you know what? I decided I need a bit of that teal color, so I did add another sticker. That's it, folks. Thanks so much. Flick me a thumbs up if you can. Bye!